Before I show you how to play Quarriors, I just wanted to show you how you actually set up the game prior to play. Since Quarriors is, in essence, a deck building game that uses dice instead of cards, like other deck building games, it has a drafting mechanic that presents the dice that will be available other than the basic dice that are available in every game. And these are the three cards that are going to represent the basic dice that are allowed. And the cards actually do say basic there in the bottom. The first card is the Assistant. It's a low-level creature. This is the basic Quiddity. These are the dice that represent the money. When you roll these dice, they're always going to have a Quiddity, which is the money that you use to buy other dice or summon creatures. And this is the Portal dice. And Portal is a die that allows you, hopefully, if you roll, and it's quite likely when you do roll the dice that this will happen, it'll allow you to draw more dice out of your bag to have access to more creatures, more Quiddity, and so on and so forth. Now, you just place 5 Portal dice right there on top of that, and then there's 2 Assistant dice on top of the Assistant card before the game starts. And you don't place any Quiddity dice on it. This is the way the Quiddity dice look, but you don't place any on there. So you might be asking why you even have this card out, and the reason is because during the game, players have the ability to cull dice in their bag, much like the trashing cards mechanic in Dominion. And so if you ever, for whatever reason, you cull the Quiddity die, you'll place it on there, and then it actually becomes available to the other players to buy, of course. That's kind of neat, actually, because other games, when you trash a card, it's just gone. In this case, when you trash or you cull a die, it actually becomes available to the other players. So, in order to get more cards available, or dice available, if you will, you have both this creature deck and this spell deck. And so you're going to shuffle this deck up and you're going to draw the cards. And so, like the first card here, you see, is a strong questing wizard, so you'll place that down there. And you'll place some dice on there. Now, I just want to take a couple seconds real quick to show you what's on this card. You'll see up in the top left here is the cost. That's the cost to buy a die that's on this particular card. And up here you'll see what's called the glory, and that is the number of points that you'll get if you score the wizard. And I'll explain scoring when I show you how the gameplay works. And then here is the middle part will explain to you any powers and abilities that this particular creature will have. And on the bottom, you'll actually see here there are like these little squares. And what that is, it actually shows you like every single side of every single die that's associated with this particular monster. So you'll place that down there. We'll go ahead and place these nice colorful dice out. Now we get a strong witching hag. Place that in the dice. And ooh, this is like my favorite creature and a card in the game. The strong primordial ooze. Place that. And I really like these dice too. They're kind of nice little green. And strong elusive spirit, another cool monster I like a lot. Kind of boring dice for them though. And the Quake Dragon, the big monster. Go there. And oh, check this out. Okay, we now get another Mighty Witching Hag. Remember I told you there's more than one type of monster for every monster? You'll notice that we've already used up the witching dice over here, so we can't actually use this particular creature. So we're going to discard that one, draw another one, get a Scavenging Goblin. Let's see if I can find his dice. There they are. And finally, a Defender of the Pale. So we'll just go ahead and put that down there. And bam. Now, we'll go to our spell deck. We'll draw the first spell. And we have a Victory Charm. Now, you'll notice that there's no glory over here in the top right. You don't actually earn points for having spells. You can't score with them, but spells will adjust and alter the game in some way, and these can be very, very useful depending on the synergy that you have out there. But just go ahead and place that there. Growth spell. And life charm. So there. Now we have all 3 spells and all 7 creatures. So basically 10 more types of dice that we're going to have to use. Each player now will get a bag. These aren't the nicest bags in the world, but they work perfectly well for what they have. I know some people have upgraded and got different bags. I still have these. I think they work just fine. Each person starts with 4 assistant dice. You'll place them in there. And they'll start with 8 quiddity dice. Place them in there. They do that to shuffle them up. And once the game starts, they'll use this as their deck, if you will. And they'll draw dice out of this. It's always a good idea before you start the game, especially if you haven't played the game a lot and you're not familiar with all the creatures, take a few moments to read each one of the cards, read the powers, and look for ways that these spells and these creatures can work with each other. And hopefully you're able to come up with a strategy that's going to serve you well during the game. Alright, let me show you exactly how you play Quarriors.